Welcome to Luxuriously Poor, and I would like to say whether you are watching this now, 6 months from now, or a year from now. I hope you find this helpful. This video is all about how to store oils, which oils are some of the best, and how long can you keep them. And go back, if you are not a regular to this channel, please subscribe. Go back through some of my videos. I have some really good tips. There's no fluff. It's all about cheap ways, good food, easy, inexpensive, and how to store it. Well, let's get to the video. I was asked to do a video on which oils are the best to store and use, and I just never got around to it. Today, I decided I would. Now, I researched and did a lot of things years ago because I'm poor and knew I was going to retire someday. And the best way to retire is by being a little bit ahead. Not even just money only, but in items like toilet paper, shampoo, soaps, things that you could store for a few years, and it will help save you from having to spend so much money. Maybe I'll do a video. If you guys want me to, let me know, because most of what I learned through my grandmother, and I learned over the years preparing myself for retirement, because I knew I was going to be poor even when I retired. Now, back to the video. Olive oil, unopened, in a room that's not super hot, can last up to 2 years. That's a pretty good shelf life, it really is. This kind, not so much. It goes rancid. Even if it's not opened, it will. But I don't like these kind of oils. They just do not have the keeping power. And so, this one I use for pizza, for the cost. That was the only reason I used it, and then I found out I could use olive oil or avocado oil, and it tasted just as good. Now, when you open olive oil, it'll last you 6 to 8 months. Once you open it. Like I said, it can last up to 2 years if you don't open it. That's a pretty good, like I said, that's a good shelf life. So, I have a little bit of olive oil stored. This is the real keeper. But the problem with this is they've done a lot to our pork. Our pork used to be pretty pure, so to speak, the meat was. Not so much anymore. They've really turned pork into some sort of freakish type animal with what they give them and stuff. So I personally eat very, very little pork. But this, in the freezer, can keep for 3 years. That's right. My grandmother kept it for 1.5 years on her cabinets. But that was fresh lard. She rendered herself. Things back then were different than things are today and what they're rendering today compared to back then. But if you get your hands on your own pork, that's the way to go, if you can get it. But other than that, if you got a freezer, this keeps for 3 years. I keep it in my refrigerator for over a year. I have many times. And the rest that I've got extra, I throw into the freezer. But these are the only 2 cooking oils, so to speak, that I have. I don't have anything else. I go with this, tortillas. I fry very little. I just do. This you can reuse a whole lot of times. I fry my eggs in this, I can use that oil 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Olive oil has a lot of staying power and doesn't break down easily. And so it doesn't turn bad on you, and you can keep using it over and over. This, a few times you can. I don't fry in very much oil at all, but I use this to fry in. Occasionally, I'll use a couple spoons, but like I said, I keep this mostly for tortillas and this for frying. I hope you find this helpful. Remember, 3 years, 2 years, without being opened. 6 to 8 months to a year, in a nice, cool, dry place. Okay? Well, I hope this is helpful. And whether you're finding me today or a year from now, God bless you, and I hope that you are doing okay and this helps you in some way to help your family.